I guess, as y'all probably know, my name is Scott Brown. I'm the city attorney for the city of Stanton. And we've got some new members of our State Tourism Commission here tonight. We're going to do a swearing in. Originally, tonight was scheduled for a regular meeting, but we've had some health problems with 2 of our other 5 commissioners that are on this board. So we won't be able to have a meeting tonight, but I thought it would be a good idea to get everybody sworn in. What we'll probably need to do is do a special meeting, maybe next week or something like that. Before we do that, just briefly, I've got a quick handout, because I know if I was coming on the board, I would have some questions about what exactly I was doing and how the board operates and things of that nature. And I think the mayor has some handouts for the bylaws and other stuff.
Yes.
Now, because this is not, we can't have a meeting tonight, we can't really undertake any business, we can't do anything. There are a lot of things that we'll probably need to do at our meeting next week, because we've got several incoming members and we've had several individuals leave. So probably next week what we'll need to do is look about election of officers, because we need to replace some officers that are no longer with us. We'll probably also need to do some things about getting signature cards on any checks that we write and stuff like that. So you all can read that at your leisure. You can kind of go over it. There's a lot to take in. And I know David Johnson, who's on this commission, and Mike Briggs, they've been here for a while. Joey Casey has some experience, has quite a bit of experience on the commission as well. For you 2 new members, it'll just take a while. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, feel free to ask one of the other commissioners or something like that. We'll assist any way that we can. Mayor, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Well, the only thing is, again, we have 5 right now, but the full board is 7. So we're working toward trying to, obviously, get the other 2 on here. Hopefully it won't take too long, but sometimes they do take their time. we like to encourage them, because we do like a full board. And that way, that's what it's made out to be. So we're excited about you guys being a part of it. And of course, Scott is going to take you through the sagacious, is that the word?
The oath.
Yeah, the oath, yes.
If y'all are okay with doing it, let me just have you stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and be faithful and true
and be faithful and true
to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
so long as I continue
so long as I continue
a citizen thereof,
a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully execute
and that I will faithfully execute
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
the office of
the office of
Commissioner
Commissioner
of the City of Stanton
of the City of Stanton,
Tourism and Convention Commission,
Tourism and Convention Commission,
according to law.
according to law.
And I do further solemnly swear
And I do further solemnly swear
that since the adoption
that since the adoption
of the present Constitution,
of the present Constitution, I,
being a citizen of this state,
being a citizen of this state,
have not fought a duel
have not fought a duel
with deadly weapons
with deadly weapons
within this state,
within this state,
nor out of it,
nor out of it,
nor have I sent
nor have I sent
or accepted a challenge
or accepted a challenge
to fight a duel
to fight a duel
with deadly weapons,
with deadly weapons,
nor have I acted as second
nor have I acted as second
in carrying a challenge,
in carrying a challenge,
nor aided or assisted
nor aided or assisted
any person
any person
thus offending,
thus offending.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Glad to have that done, and glad to have a 5-member
I
body.
think, Joy, you want to, anybody have any questions of these folks here, or any comments that you'd like to make? We'll give you that opportunity.
Feel free to ask.
Joy is the senior member. He really is.
Actually, Scott, didn't you tell me I was the first one to be sworn in for a 3rd term?
Yes, this is Joey's 3rd time.
Third term, okay.
Third time on the board.
But I took a 6-month leave from last year
Yes.
and then come back, so actually there was 6 months.
Yeah, term is usually 3 years, but they can be staggered. They're usually staggered.
So I've served 5.5 years, and
These are 3-year terms here. Some of those coming on are 1-year terms. Some are 2-year terms.
You guys are on 3 years. So usually full 3-year terms. And really, on the Tourism Commission, you have an ability to do a lot of great things. You know, in the past, We've done the Pumpkin Fest, we've done the events at the drive-in, we did the Derby event, a lot of good things. It's a great, you got all kinds of possibilities for 2024, and I'm looking very forward to it. Very optimistic that everything's going to be good, it's gonna be a great year. We're gonna do a lot of stuff for the community, because like I said at that one meeting, we're all here for the people of Stanton.
Yes.
We do good things for them, that's what I feel about
That is
it.
the only,
And in your packets there, if I can remember, it's been a while, that you should have your bylaws. The bylaws obviously govern the kind of things you can do and not do. And the only thing you might go out of that is you'd have to amend that, or is that the word amend?
It is.
Yeah.
What we may eventually do is, we'll go over the bylaws, probably at our first meeting that we have with the full commission here. We'll look at them, we'll see if there's anything that we need to change. There have been some discussions in the past about maybe moving the meeting site. I personally like this site right here, but if y'all would prefer to meet at the depot or someplace like that, we can always change the meeting site. The other thing that I guess we did last year, but the bylaws were never officially amended in writing, was to add a vice chair. Before that, we had a chair, we had a secretary treasurer, but it's probably a good idea to have a vice chair just in case the chair was absent or something like that, because that happens periodically.
But that will need to be amended.
And but what we'll do is we'll talk about those at the next meeting. We'll get a consensus if we do need to change something, or if we don't need to change something, and then we'll get that, and then we'll have our bylaws updated, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Does
And they probably need to be updated. It's been some time. hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been. And that, they function well, but as time goes on, you just change the way you do things. But like I said, the handout I gave, I think that'll kind of be helpful. Hopefully it doesn't raise more questions than it provides answers, but that'll kind of get you started off. And then there'll be a lot of things that cities have to deal with, and governmental agencies such as open records, open meetings and stuff like that. I think we've got some handouts that we'll get y'all at that meeting, and we might as well just hand them out to the full commission about when you can go into closed session, things of that nature, how to handle stuff. And I think those are provided by the Kentucky League of Cities. We'll get you those.
And some of that is in the bylaws.
And hopefully you'll have good legal counsel.
Yeah.
That will keep y'all from ever doing anything that you should.
And then you also will have in here the minutes from the last meeting. You'll also have the budget that's here for the year up to June 30th. That our year goes July 1 all the way through the next year, June 30th. You will also have in here the profit and loss budget up to date for you. And then you also have just kind of exactly what you have in the bank in there. So those are just things for your information right now. As you come together and meet, then you'll obviously get to know more of that. The only thing that we ask as the city, to me, I think it's very, very important. We want communication. That's very, very important to us. Sometimes, miscommunication can happen very quickly, but we really want to just kind of be able, whoever the chairperson is in particular, cooperate with myself. Sometimes I think coming to city council and just sharing some of the things, that you're going to be doing, all kinds of, you can never communicate, I think, enough. That's just kind of how I look at it. Also, we want cooperation. We are a team. You're not just the Stanton tourism, you are that, but you're part of the big picture. You're a team. We want this to be a team effort because we are better together. And I truly believe that. And then, of course, lastly, we want collaboration. Whereas, again, we want this to be a win-win situation, especially for those who are leading and part of the leadership, but also for the city of Stanton. That's really the focus. And you have a purpose in the bylaws. You'll see it right on page 1. And that's to promote basically events, activities that attract people to this area. And that's very, very important. That's why something like Derby Day, Pumpkin Fest, all those kinds of things are going to be very important for you to work on.
Corn Festival.
Yep.
And I'll say this as well. We started this commission, I guess, January 1, 2017 is when we started. Joey, you were there.
17, yeah.
It is amazing how much has changed in this area from January 1, 2017 to now. How much more tourism-related stuff we have. And of all the tourism commissions across the state, this is probably one of the best ones to be on because of the explosion of tourism in this area. Never could have pictured it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When I came on in 17, of course, being originally from Pike County, I talked to some people on tourism up there and the Parks and Rec, and they said, you know, you all have a lot of potential in Stanton. And I said, just give us a little bit of time, you know. So I talked with a few folks about a year ago, and they were saying, Joey, they said, do you know you all are probably top 10 in the state, recognized. They said people that travel the Mountain Parkway, they see the lights, they see the driving, what you all are doing. And when they come into the town, they just see things have changed since the creation of this board. And I feel like, you know, like you said, it's an honor to serve with you, Sasha. It's an honor to serve with you, Sarah. And I take it very seriously, you know, like Scott said, this oath and serving on this board and with the other members. I feel like if we work together as a team, there's nothing that we can't accomplish. I made a bunch of notes here, but I'm not going to even read them because I tell you why.
Thank you, Joy.
I think Willie was looking at pages.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I just want to say a few things. Promoting our local businesses, to me, is very important. I feel like that when people come to the city park for Parks and Rec, for ball games, whatever they're having, soccer, I feel like those people come and spend the day here. Well, between games, 2 or 3 hours, they're going out into town to eat, to shop, to do whatever. They want to see what we have to offer. So not just having events, but having our town that looks nice, beautified. There's things that we can do. And I feel like signage is a big thing as far as business district. Letting people know where these shops are located at, where the business, because when you come off exit 22, you know, some people may go right through down Main Street, but we want them to go north, east, southwest. We want them going every direction. And we have that opportunity as a board to do that via Facebook, via marketing, TV, radio. There's a lot of potential that we can bring to people to exit 22. We want them coming off exit 16 there at Clay City, 18 the drag strip, exit 33 at Slate. But when we have events, I know Sasha, I'm sure, will let us focus on some events that she has talked about. But my thing is if someone were me working, I work personally at Natural Bridge. I have people that come in and they'll say, Joey, what are they to do Saturday? I'll send them to farmer's market, whatever's going on in the Natural Bridge area, the Red River Gorge, the Native Tunnel, the kayaking. But also in Stanton, if there's an event going on, I say, hey, we got flyers here, this is what's going on. Well, that's only 10 miles away. So they come. And the Derby event was the last event that this tourism board has promoted and had, and that was May of last year. It's sad. We went from May of last year was the last event that the tourism, so we went from June, and when, of course I wasn't on the board, but I'm saying the previous members went from June to December. And our business people, when I would go in, they'd say, Joey, I said, I'm not on the board right now, but what can I help you with? They'd say, we need things going on in this town. They said people will come. There's a little motto that we put together a few years ago, and it's if you build it, they will come. And I truly believe that. And I know Mr. Bobby here, been in business for many years. Carl's been in business many years. Randy, I'm sure your sisters. There's many people here that have businesses, and we must support our local businesses, because if we don't, some will not be able to keep their doors open, and that's sad. We want our town to continue to grow, and I feel like over the next 3 years, that when we come back to this table, I think that you'll see a lot of changes. We have the firehouse out here, the property that the tourism's purchased. We have an opportunity to revamp that and turn that into something that can be utilized. Like Tara, we can have something for the children to come to, and also keep that theme of the firehouse. It needs cleaned up. Of course, the city needs to get the things out that they have still there, but I'm sure they'll do that. But I want to, on my behalf, to speak, and I'm getting ready to close on my behalf. I want to say that I look forward to working with the mayor, the entire city council, city attorney Scott Graham, our Parks and Rec, and the community. And I want to say that I want to thank Mr. Thomas for submitting my name. Then the mayor, of course, brought it to the city upon approval. And like I said, I take it very serious sitting here at this table. You know, we joke and cut up and we'll have fun along the way. It can be fun. But there's no reason with the money that is sitting in the bank, and these are from the taxpayers, that this money's not being utilized, put back in the community, because that's where it belongs. Not just sitting in a bank account. Because that's what tourism is to bring people from outside in. And once they get here, our Airbnbs, our cabins, our motels, we want them to stay. But then we also want them to have a reason to come back. Finally, I think putting a trifold booklet together, we would have to go through a marketing company that would advertise Stanton, all of the businesses, restaurants, shopping, anything to do with Stanton, have that trifold, have images in there that would be of the city park and the Burt T. Combs, the Veterans Park, many other, Burt Parsons and Moby, of course, that's a landmark up there. The building looks fabulous. I went in a while back to an industrial meeting, it's fabulous in there, that facility is. So there's a lot of opportunity. But several business people have asked me that you can take those to the state fair, you can take them to different places and have those dropped off. People will say, hey, let's go visit Stanton. And then if we're having events, they will come to them. We can put our Pumpkin Fest every year, our annual Corn Festival, events that we yearly have in, our Derby, so they'll know on the calendar that those are a staple in our community. And then whatever else we add, just for events. But again, I just want to thank each one of you all for being here tonight. And the best is yet to come. We've got a lot of work to do, but I feel that we will get there very quickly, and I'm ready to hit the ground and get to work.
For you two ladies that don't know Joey, I've worked with Joey for years on the commission. He is a spark plug. Whatever you need him to do, he
That's
is.
all right.
Yes, no, he
We like
is.
that.
He is. We have worked event after event after event, whatever it is that needs to be done. And, you know, we've always, the city tried to do that, whether it's selling T-shirts, getting people to move their cars, setting stuff up, whatever it is, we all chip in.
At Pumpkin Fest, our first year when we come up with the Pumpkin Fest, we were sitting at this table just like Sarah, with you and Sasha. And we said, what event could we come up with that people would want to come to? We brainstormed. It was pumpkin this, pumpkin that. We said Pumpkin Fest. Scott was here and several others. And so when we put it together, we mapped the city out. We had the cars show up Whitaker Bank, but we had it where everybody could park and walk the streets. But my thing is when we have events, you need to have them throughout the town, not just in one central location. We want it to where people, if we have a parade or we have something to do with cars or whatever's going on, food truck, you know, I thought like a food truck Friday, have music maybe down on the north end of town, move it to different locations to where people can see the entire city and what is going on.
And following up on what Joey said there, ladies coming on the board, I want y'all to use your creativity, because like you said, Pumpkin Fest was a great event. We had it for 2 years, I think. The town was full of people, but where it began was in this room. Former member Annie Kinser, she had been having a little thing just around her business, you know, nothing big. And we said, well, let's make it bigger and let's give it a name. I'm going to take credit for coming up with the name Pumpkin Fest, because I was like, that sounds
The only
good.
thing Scott wouldn't do was wear a pumpkin outfit.
But, you know, from that small ideal here, you had the city of Stanton just filled with people, overflowing. People was like, what are y'all doing here? You know, and they came back, and ever since we did that first, of course, the pandemic kind of impacted it negatively because we couldn't have it for a year or two. But those type of events, if you have something in your mind that you think this would be really something good to do for Stanton, throw it out there. You know, we need as much creativity as we can, because the more of these events we put on, the more people we pull into Stanton, the better it is for everybody in Stanton. It helps home prices, it helps all the merchants, everything goes better. Because just like Joey said, I think the mayor said, you know, we, for lack of a better term, are the gateway to the gorge. So the overwhelming majority of the people that come into the gorge, they're gonna come right through the Stanton city limits. So the more that we have here, to have them get off the exit, or to come into Stanton, or even if they're at the gorge, come this way for whatever. Events are very helpful to the city of Stanton government.
One last thing I'll tell you too, working with the Kiwanis, that will be something that you all will enjoy, the Easter egg hunt for the Powell County Kiwanis. And then also, the Christmas event. We did the Polar Express one year, and we tied in, they did the parade through town, and then they came back to the drive-in, and we had hot chocolate and food, and we had the little coins for the kids. So we actually made it a huge event, and the Kiwanis, I think, are wanting us to talk with them about possibly doing something with them around the Christmas and Easter. And then, of course, the Corn Festival, we had the opportunity to set up a booth out there that they allow us to. And
Joey, there's no better feeling than when you put on an event and it's well attended, goes well.
Yeah, 'cause-
Scott was pretty much a spark plug also, because, he was running out there parking cars and working
and Willie.
and Willie, yeah. Yeah, we've got two others here, there's several people. I'm not on city council.
Well, I feel as though I'm pretty creative, so I've got a notebook full of ideas for events and things that we can have each month. I mean, we have, one of my questions would be, you know, the different facilities and things that we have here in town, like the Lions Club Park, you know, the city park, you know, what can we use, the firehouse, what can we utilize, you know, that we already have, and then what we can do with it. I mean, like I said, I've got a notebook full of things, of ideas for each month. I mean, Valentine's Day is coming up, we can come up with something for Valentine's Day, if we can get a meeting together. You know, one thing that I think is important during the holidays, November and December, let's get an ice rink in here.
Yes.
Something for these children to do. Like, it's great to bring in people to the community, but we also need to provide things for the people that are here. You know, there's a lot of folks here that, you know, want to get out and want to participate and do things, and so I think it's important to have things here that not only will bring others in, but that we can treat our own folks too.
Yes.
So I've got a list of things I've been working on, but I think an ice rink would be fun during the holiday, you know, during the summertime. Like, there's all kinds of different things. I know they utilize the drive-in for, you know, different movie nights and things like that. We could do a concert under the stars for the summer and have some different musicians and things come in. I mean, there's different events that I also think need to give back to the community. Like, we need to do something for the senior citizens in this town. We need to do something for the animal shelter. We need to be able to give back to some of the places that we have. We want to do something for our local veterans. You know, there's a lot of opportunity here to give back, you know, to some of the organizations that are here. So I'm looking forward to it. I thank the mayor for the nomination to step up and do some fun things. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to working with everybody and working as a unit is one thing that I'm looking forward
The
to.
sky's the limit.
I think so.
Okay, Sarah?
That's true. I don't have a lot to say. I'm pretty sure they both just said it, but I couldn't agree more with bringing people here and getting their, you know, they're getting their tax dollars back when we're bringing people in, and they're stopping in at Dairy Queen. They're stopping to spend their money at Crabtree's. You know, I think we definitely need to get stuff moving with the money we have set in there.
Yeah.
We appreciate you serving on our board.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I know I am.
one last thing, when she mentioned about the veterans, we do have the flag up here. On a serious note, we do have the flags. We have so many flags that we purchased to put in downtown.
Yeah.
And something instrumental, the Powell County Detention Center has been very helpful, allowing the inmates to come out.
Yeah.
And they have a program where they come out and they help with the decorations, the flags up, to do the lights, whatever it may be. So Daniel Poe with Parks and Rec, we will be able to talk directly with him. He will get those inmates, and then anybody that wants to help or coordinate, they're out there doing it, but we can go out and work with them. People's brought LH to them, food. The Kiwanis brought food when we were putting the Christmas lights up and fed us for the entire week. And I want to say thank you to the Kiwanis Club for the entire week. They fed us that week. And Tommy lights that wouldn't work, Tommy Mays, he got them working. I went into the building up at the drive-in and I just saw thousands of lights. He saw imagery. And it came together, and hopefully we'll purchase more lights and make it continue to grow. But again, I want to say thank you, Mayor Scott, to everyone here, whether a business owner or just a citizen, run on the city council. They've been very supportive of us, the city council has. And I just feel like that we're gonna make a great team with the other members. And as Sarah said, we have the funds, now it's time to get to work.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember is I pulled up and I saw these guys working there and I saw Joey there. The first thing he said to me is, "Where are the L8s?" And I was like, what the heck? I didn't know I was supposed to bring them, Joey. It's just joking.
I was being nice. So
I know you were.
we got plenty of LAs, I promise.
I know you did.
People were driving by here.
Yeah, his mom and me.
One last question, I guess, before we break. As far as Monday or Tuesday next week, are either of those dates good for you guys?
Tuesdays work better for me.
Tuesday,
Tuesday's
which is
fine.
good. I'll check and I'll see if we can get that fourth member, and we'll tentatively plan on maybe doing a special meeting.
It'll be 56 degrees too.
Plus,
We can wait.
Tuesday, maybe 6 o'clock, work for everybody? Okay. We'll try to do Tuesday at 6 o'clock. I'll check with Mike and David about their availability. If there's nothing else, I guess that's it.
Anybody else have anything?
Feel free to write in. If someone from the public has a question for us, feel free to ask. Because that's what we're here for.
Think about the old firehouse, maybe an idea for it, like a museum dedicated to the local rescue, first responders. Find some old pictures, old equipment, and,
To put up in,
yeah, so that.
the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get it power washed, get
Yeah.
painted, work on the landscaping, I would feel, get it looking nice, clean it up, and then like you said, that would be great to have some things like, just put out throughout the city, like you said, whether it's veterans, what it may be that we could utilize up on the walls. But we could actually we could use that, have a conference room there, and also have something for people could rent that facility, and whether it be for birthday parties or whatever it may be. And I would like to see maybe a rock climbing wall like they do for the kids, and have something like that. It's just brainstorming right now.
Like I said, 2024 will be much better.
Yes, it's looking good. Thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Great to meet all of you all.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Thank you.